Hello students, welcome to Code with Vinay. In this video, we'll see how we can reverse an integer in an efficient manner so as to handle the negative values, and we'll also see what are the limitations of this method. Now, since we want to reverse an integer in an efficient manner, we cannot use strings because strings internally use an array, which results in usage of more memory, plus they are a bit slower also. Now, before we move on to the coding phase, let me give you an overview of the logic. The logic goes like this. So if there is a number, let's say 321, whenever we divide a number by 10, the remainder is always the last digit. Like for example, in case of 321, if I divide it by 10, 10 into 32 is 320, and you get the last digit out. So this is how we get the last digit. Once we have got our last digit and we divide the number by 10, then the last digit will go off. So we'll get 32. Now if we divide 32 by 10 again, 10 into 3 is 30. And this time we'll get the number 2 out, or rather the digit 2 out. Now if we again divide 32 by 10, we get 3. And let's say if we divide 3 by 10, 10 into 0 is 0 and the remainder is 3. So we get the 3 out. So this is how you get the digits out, and we get the digits out from the rear. That means first we got 1, then we got 2, and then we got 3. So now the next task is we have to form the number out of these digits. So let me clear the screen first. So we'll clear the screen first. Now, so we got the number was 321. First we got 1 out, then we got 2 out, and then we got 3 out. So the logic is we'll take a variable reverse, the initial value of which will be 0, and then as we are getting these digits out, what we'll do is we'll say reverse into 10 plus digits. So 0 into 10 is 0, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 into 10 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. Then similarly 12 into 10 is 120, 120 plus 3 is 123. And if you notice, the number was 321, the original number was 321, and the reverse is 123. So this is how we'll proceed. So now let us begin with the coding part. So I have already created a skeleton so that we can save some time. So here I am creating a variable by the name of number, which is initially equal to 123. Then I am displaying the number along with the reverse of the number. And right now reverse is simply returning the original number, so there will be no change. So if I run the program right now, see what happens. 123 gets transformed into 123. Now let us begin. So what we have to do now is, as we discussed earlier, we'll first take a variable reverse. Initial value will be 0, and then we'll keep on dividing this by 10 till the number is more than 0. And what we have to do inside is we have to say reverse into 10, plus we have to add the last digit, which is actually n modulus 10, and then this will go into the reverse. So we'll say that okay, reverse is equal to reverse into 10 plus 10 modulus n modulus 10, and then we'll have to divide the number by 10. Number divided by is equal to 10. And then finally, when everything is done, we'll just say return reverse. So now if I run the program, you are getting 321. So 123 is getting transformed into 321. So then the program is now working for the positive number. So even if I increase the number of digits, let me do it. So let's say I make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I run it again, the program will still work. So for positive numbers, there is no issue. But what happens to the negative numbers? Now if I make this into negative minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, please note the loop is not going to run. So if I run the program now, see what happens. When we are getting minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are getting a 0 because it's not going inside the loop, and hence the value of reverse remains 0. Now the solution to this is actually very simple. What we'll do is we'll create another function. I'll call it public static int get reverse. And then what we'll do is I'll change the name of this function so this doesn't get called directly. In fact, I'll even make this private so that it's not visible also outside the class. Now, here what we are going to do, if the number is negative, please note, we still have to do the same thing, almost the same thing, but we don't want to pass on a negative number. So what we'll do is we'll just check. We'll say that is n less than 0? If n is less than 0, we'll pass minus n, and whatever comes back, we'll negate that. Else we'll simply say pass the value of n. So get reverse n. Note again, if the number is negative, we are making it positive, and the result which is coming, we are again changing the sign so that we get a negative number back. Otherwise we are proceeding normally. But please note, we have changed the name of the function. It is not get reverse, it is underscore get reverse. So now if I run the program once more, you'll notice that the program is working for the negative as well as the positive. Let me make it positive again just to make sure that it's working. So now the program is working for the negative case as well as the positive case. Now apparently at this point the program seems to be working. It is working for the positive numbers also, it is working for the negative numbers also, but the program may fail in certain cases. You might be wondering what cases. Now please understand, integer takes a finite space in the memory, that is 4 bytes. It is possible that the number given is within the range, but the reverse of the number will be outside the range. Like for example, if I say over here that instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is equal to, let's say, integer dot max value, right? So integer dot max value is actually this huge number. But when you reverse this huge number, it is beginning with 2147, that is okay. But when you reverse it, it will become 746 something something, and then it will not fit into an int. And so what will happen is that you won't get any error, but you won't get the proper answer as well. Watch this. So now if I run, there you are. You're getting a negative number which has nothing to do with the original number. So how to handle this now? Now there are two ways of doing it. One, you simply display an error message and finish it off. You may also consider returning a 0, which is not again a very good idea because sometimes it's returning the actual answer, sometimes it's returning 0. The correct approach in my opinion is that since this is an exceptional situation, we should return an exception. Now the problem is how to detect that the number is overflowing and it's becoming negative. So the way to do it is we go over here. Now please note, it won't fit into integer, but it will fit into bigger integer, that is long. So what we'll do over here is that we'll initially make it long, and then in the end when everything is done, we'll check that okay, if the reverse of the number is more than what can be stored in an integer, we'll return an exception. We'll say throw illegal argument. We could have returned a runtime exception, but I believe the argument is illegal in this case, so better call it throw illegal argument exception, and that's it. Sorry, we forgot a new over here. So if the reverse number is more than the maximum value, we'll create an object of illegal argument exception and we'll throw it, and here we'll have to typecast it back into an integer. So let's run the program now. So now if I run the program, you get an exception indicating that this particular number, that is integer.max value, or for that matter any value which on reversal cannot fit into an int, will now give an exception. If we take a smaller number, the program will work normally. So I believe that this, now it's working. So I believe that this clears your doubt. So now you have a function which is efficient because it's not using any string, which is working for both positive and negative case, and which is working for those border cases when the reverse of the number cannot be stored in an integer. Now, there is still one peculiar problem left in the program which I would like you to ponder upon, and that is, if the value of the number which we are trying to reverse is equal to exactly the minimum number which can be stored in an integer, the program is not going to work. Watch this. So now if I run it, you are getting a 0. So think about this and let me know in the comments why this is happening. Thank you.